we go. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello and welcome to Redefining the Significance of You Time for You, by you, because of you. My name is Denise Drinkwalter, and I'm an empowerment life coach supporting women around the world to lean into and realize the importance of you. The goal of this channel is to provide you, the viewer, with some takeaways that will help you shift, change, reevaluate, or become way more aware of what is possible for you. We have a variety of incredible guests who will be sharing life experiences that have helped them become the beautiful human beings that they are today. And today is no exception. I can't wait to introduce our guest. But I'm going to finish because every one of us, sometime in our lives, has had that infamous free time. And we frequently feel guilty, embarrassed, or wrong for taking out time for ourselves. We are here to change that and support you to see what is possible for you when you take time for you, by you, because of you. Today's episode, it is such a privilege and an honor to introduce Elaine Kroytor to our show. Elaine's passion for wellness biohacking has been a 30-year journey of transformation and empowerment. Elaine knows how to delve into the incredible power of holistic approaches, nutrition, and mindset to help women achieve their wellness goals. Her own story is one of an incredible triumph over adversity. At 21, Elaine was told she might never have children due to a challenging health diagnosis. Today, she is a very proud mother of two and a recent grandmother. Her battles with weight, especially after pregnancies, led her to overcome a 65-pound challenge. Through dedicated effort, she has found success not only in shedding the weight, but in maintaining that through the years. She has studied Ayurveda, transcendental,
Transcendental.
thank
All
you,
good.
meditation, the art of biohacking, enabling her to optimize her lifestyle, make wise food choices, master stress reduction techniques, and prioritize rejuvenating sleep. Now, in her postmenopausal phase, Elaine is excited to share how these pillars have really shaped her life. With over 2 decades of expertise, she's collaborated with MDs, functional medical experts, healers, spiritual leaders to elevate well-being and inspire transformative results. The impact of Elaine's work spans thousands of lives, empowering individuals in their recovery journeys from post-surgery to cancer. Elaine guides women entrepreneurs through challenges like water retention, bloating, and weight management. Her mission is to prioritize your health, fuel your energy, and foster your long-term success. She works together with her clients to embrace a holistic approach that nurtures potential and drives her clients' entrepreneurial spirit. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Wow.
This is incredible. I am so thrilled to have a conversation with you. There's a couple things that I want to ask you right off the hop. Can you tell me what you mean by biohacking? It sounds so powerful, but if I have absolutely no clue, help me understand what you mean by biohacking.
So, biohacking is all around us, and it's simple terms. We literally biohack our own biology. And post pandemic, we all realize if we don't take health into our hands and actually start doing the food choices, the supplements, the stress reduction, we are not destined to live long, prosperous lives. So we just gave it, people have been giving terms. I just want people to know that it's all up to us. It's how we live, it's our choices and lifestyle.
Ooh, our choices and lifestyle. This is incredible because I know there are people who are going to be watching this going, I need to change my lifestyle, but I can't do it. I've tried this before. I've done the diet. I've done the workout. I've done the supplements, but it never works. I never stay with it. Tell us what happens when people reach out and actually start working with you, because you are holistic. You have a breadth and depth of knowledge. You don't just do one thing, one thing, one thing, right? Am I right on that?
I do a lot of different things, but and I guide them. And I always tell them small steps
Mm.
yield big results. And I'm glad you're drinking water, because my big thing is water. So before I change anything about any of my clients, and I don't like to change, I like to swipe out. But there's one
Ooh,
thing that's non-negotiable, is the water. And I tell all my clients that is the only non-negotiable I have, because over 80% is water. We are water beings. And
yeah.
if we don't hydrate, nothing is coming out. The only way our bodies detox is through sweat, through urination, through
Yeah.
elimination. And so I focus on the lymphatic system, and which is the highway system. It's our highway system. And just for everybody out there, I have a formula for water. Everybody's different. So you
Okay.
take your weight. So let's say you're 120 pounds. You divide it by 2, which is 60. That is the amount of ounces you need to drink daily. Now, that's just one component. How we
Right.
drink is another aspect. Sipping is another aspect. Drinking it cold is also a whole lesson, because when we drink it cold, we make our kidneys work extra. They produce more water.
Oh, we have
Temperature
it.
is much better.
We we have. Can you? I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time? When you drink it cold, because we had a technical glitch on that one. When
So
you
when
drink
we
the water
drink it
cold.
cold, the kidneys have to work double. The kidneys have to warm up the water for it to process and for the elimination to occur. So we don't want our kidneys to work hard. We want our kidneys and every part of our body to flow. That is the purpose of our bodies. So water
Ooh.
is a huge topic for me. Sipping versus drinking it at the regimen,
Okay.
drinking without eating. So it's like a whole I spent before I change or swipe anything, water is my big thing.
So if I so I'm going to use me as an example.
Yep.
I am. You see all the ice in
Yep.
here, and it is summer, granted. However, I don't like room temperature water. Are you telling me it's better? I would have
For
more
you.
benefit. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if
Okay.
you don't like water, period, you just have
Yeah.
to add some things like decaf green tea, hibiscus, lemon. There's a bunch
Okay.
of little secret ingredients that I have we can put to make us sweat or to make us detox. But the ice is just a momentary satisfaction. So you think you're drinking more, but you're really not. And your body has
Ah.
to work more.
Oh, see, I knew there were lots of reasons why we needed to talk today.
And I didn't even have to bring props. You have it all?
And we did not rehearse any of that,
Nope.
did we?
Because you
No.
see, I carry this around 42
Yeah.
ounces. That's my measurement.
Right, right. Um, I would love to get your information or your perception around stress. What is the impact that stress can have on our body? You'd mentioned about pandemic, and I mean, we look at global situations right now and everything that's going on. The world is at a stress point, right? And we live within that world. So, our what can be the impact of stress, and is there something that we can do that will help us begin to actually process, recognize that we're in stress mode. What do we do about it, and how do we move ourselves forward? Is there any tips you have? I know that's a big one, but
Absolutely.
oh, good.
So stress is an animal in my world.
Ah,
Stress
okay.
is worse than cancer because it leads to all kinds of things.
Mm,
It crushes us. The number one thing stress actually does to our bodies internally, not only you become tense, your body becomes completely acidic. And when your body is acidic versus alkaline, you don't process the same. Your gut, which is your brain, stops absorbing. So we start to fill in the gaps where the stress attacks. One of my biggest stress reducer, and it's kind of my secret weapon these days, is breathing
mm,
exercises throughout the day and before you go to sleep is everybody's weapon, because not only do we not breathe correctly, because we
mm.
breathe through our nose and through our mouth, but it only gets up to here.
Yeah.
What we need to do is breathe with our belly. So the nose is for smelling and the mouth is for eating, but definitely not for breathing. We need to breathe with our nose, but using our belly. And the other hack that I have, and I will send whoever would like these exercises, I call them humming exercises. We do a breath, we take a deep breath in with our belly, counting to 4. Then we
Mhm.
hold our breath, counting to 4. And then we exhale, counting to 8, but we hum. Using the humming sound like, hmm, not only does it increase the nitric oxide, which kills viruses, it reduces our it really calms us down, and it sends a vibration through our whole body because we are energetic vibrational beings.
Yeah.
So a simple exercise done before an event, if maybe you're tense or just anxious, breathing exercise, you can't sleep, 3 times you repeat this humming exercise, you will be so relaxed. You notice our breath gets shorter, and we just become calmer. And
Mm,
down to your gut, breathing is an essence, and we need it to
yeah,
sustain life.
exactly. It's so powerful what you're talking about because the breath work, you can do it whenever, however, and you have the power to do that. You don't need anything extra, right?
Yeah.
It's all within ourselves.
Time. We need to make time. We need to
Mm,
prioritize.
right? Exactly. And
Big
we can
one.
do that. We can do that. When you start doing things for you, by you, because of you, you can add that in, right?
I love your slogan because thank you for reminding all the women, but that it is about us,
Yeah.
because we are the mothers, the caregivers, the grandparents, the wives, the friends. What about us? Where
Yeah.
do we recharge?
Yeah.
Where do we do something for us?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, I've had conversation with different people and clients, and when I talk about doing something for yourself, by yourself, because of yourself, oh, I love that. But I have to work on. Everybody else needs me is basic, and we talk about. So you're last on the list. Do you ever make it on the list? And when you don't even make it on the list, what's happening? What you're talking about, you're not giving back to yourself. So when you don't even give back to yourself, what's going to be left, right? You
We
carry all
need
this
to
stress.
remember to put our mask, just like on a plane. Who do you put the
Yeah,
mask on? We gotta put our masks on, in order to
absolutely.
save everybody. But if we don't do it for us, it's hard. We
Hmm.
crash.
Exactly, exactly. And that can be a wake up call. But isn't it great that you do this work that people don't have to crash?
They don't have to crash.
No, no.
And
Amazing,
there's help.
amazing.
There's help. And all we
Exactly.
need to do is little steps.
I really like that. I was going to tie back into that. You mentioned about little steps. Do you find that when people reach out to you to connect with you, or find you, and we have this information in the show notes, but in terms of how to contact you and ways to connect with you, but do you find that people are like so overwhelmed? the idea of little steps um, is a breath of fresh air for them, or they're thinking, no, I have to do something bigger than just the little steps? Do you find one way
Yeah,
or the
great
other? Or?
question. I kind of shifted how I practice post
Uh,
pandemic because I realized we're all overwhelmed. We have been sitting, not moving. So everybody was plus 15, plus 20, plus 5, even though we were more outside. But what has happened, our work schedule changed. So we became more sitting, and
yeah,
sitting became worse than smoking. So I had to be very different because when you sit, you block all your passages. You're not moving. Lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. So if you're
ooh,
not moving, sooner or later you start swelling, you start you start feeling brain fog, lethargic. So when I start working with people, I said the first thing and the only thing we're going to start working on is how you drink your water. So they're not overwhelmed and they're like, that's it, like what do I have to do? So water is like a huge topic. Nobody drinks the same, nobody drinks enough, they eat and drink, creating gas and bloating. So it's the art of drinking water. And then instead of don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, I kind of say we just have to swipe. So if you're
yeah,
drinking this, depending on your condition or in your inflammatory markers, maybe
yeah,
stay away, swipe, not, and I don't use the word stay away, swipe your dairy for coconut milk,
right.
swipe your peanuts for almonds. So
Mm,
we're trying to get rid of all the chemical pesticides and just inflammatory.
hmm.
And I always ask, what is your favorite vegetable? What is your favorite protein? And I kind of swipe it because if it's your favorite, that means you overeat it. And
Ah,
sometimes we just have to shift it. So they don't even know why I'm
right.
asking.
Yep,
And of course, everybody says, oh, like I love tomatoes. Well, the tomato might not love you back. So
right.
let's talk about it. So
Amazing.
I kind of learned to deal with clients. Do you have inflammation or you don't?
Yeah.
And a lot of my clients lately are healthy in the
Mm-hmm.
gym, drink
Mm-hmm.
water,
Yeah.
exercise, but they're stressed. And
Ah,
guess what happens? The body's stuck. The
yeah.
body's bloated. It's written all over them. And guess where we come back to? And the body's acidic. When the body's acidic, nothing is happening. Let's go back
Mm,
to the water. Let's start from the basics. So people tend to work better when you don't overwhelm them. So we start
right.
with little steps.
Beautiful. So empowering. I love
Thank you.
your energy. Just
And I love
love.
yours.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for
This is
having me.
amazing. So many golden nuggets in this conversation. We can go on and on for hours because you have such a wealth of knowledge and such a gift
Thank
to
you.
be able to create support for people to literally shed, shift, um, change without making it massive, heavy, extra. It becomes
Yeah.
the lifestyle, the wellness lifestyle. You
Yeah.
biohack. Yes.
We biohack our own. I mean, this is all about a lifestyle. Otherwise, we want to stay young and we need to be the young grandparents and we want to do all these things and we need to stay on top of our game. So,
Exactly. And understanding ourselves as the women that we are will be so empowering. If you have your health, anything is possible. And this
yeah.
is the work that Elaine does. Um, Absolutely incredible. I I want to ask you a question, and I want to know what separates you from other wellness practitioners. What makes
Oh, thank you for
you
asking.
different? Yeah.
Great question. And there's so many amazing women like yourself. And thank you for spreading the word and getting us on camera and talking about it. I like to use like a multidisciplinary approach when I treat clients or I counsel clients or I mentor clients, whatever
Yeah.
we want to use. So I look at all different components of their life. I don't just look at
Yep.
one thing. So I look at
Mm,
their stress level. I look at their mind, their sleep, patterns. I look at their lifestyle. I look at their food choices, and do they have any ailments? Because if they
Mhm.
do, I swipe things. And that's what I think separates me, because I have some medical background, I have holistic background, I have natural background. So I'm like, I have a lot of different hats.
Yeah.
But by looking at everything, by looking at their blood type, there's certain things we eat that really don't process. And by drinking enough water, by making movement,
Hmm.
and by giving them choices of micronutrients or supplementation,
Mm.
that's what kind of makes the shift and makes it go easier and faster.
Yeah. I love this. It's individualized and it is multi-dimensional because
Yeah.
we are multi-dimensional. We're not just
Mhm.
about losing the weight.
Yeah. It's not
We're
about weight.
no.
It's
Yeah.
about looking in the mirror and having those genes say, okay, all right, I can do this. What do I have to? So it's embedded in our brain. So it's not anymore what do I eat, it's how I eat it. And
Mm.
it's my rule is 80-20 lifestyle.
Mhm.
80% of the time you kind of adhere,
Yeah.
and 20% you cheat. I encourage all my clients to cheat, because otherwise they will binge, and I
Right.
don't like binge. So
Right? Yeah.
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 And the more alkaline our body is, the less likely we binge, because we're giving it all the goodness. So,
Mhm. So it doesn't crave things that
so
right.
we want to eliminate cravings, and there's
Mhm.
foods, there's different things to eliminate. But a good thing that some of the people don't realize, when you sip all day long, it creates gas in your stomach. So your stomach is never alone. No, it's you constantly contribute. So it's like training in the gym. We train our body how to eat and drink and give it what it needs, like a schedule.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Wow. You take a very complex, vast knowledge and make it specific and simplified so it makes sense. I love how you take the complexity and make it so that anybody and everybody can give back to themselves in this way. So
yeah,
thank you for doing the work you do. It's an
thank you.
honor to have you. Oh my goodness.
It's an honor to
We,
be here.
we could go on, couldn't we? But we won't. But I will share with everybody, and this is in the show notes, so we'll make sure people grab it. But there is a free wellness consultation that you can use.
Yep.
And the Calendly link will be in the show notes. So all they have to do is go and click in the show notes, have I believe it's about 30 minutes to have a
Yep.
free conversation with you.
Yep.
Um, and you also have a masterclass coming up. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit
Yes,
about
I have
that?
my one of my favorite master classes, which is 3 proven tips to curb cravings, lose weight, and increase your energy, because we want to feel good. And it's coming on September 12th, 2 to 3
Okay,
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I
great.
hope to see everybody. There's a link to register, and definitely
Yeah,
take me up on my free consultation. So.
absolutely.
And thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Denise, for having me. Thank you for putting the show, and thank you for all the beautiful work you're doing.
It's a pleasure. It is really a pleasure to have a conversation with you. We'll be talking. We'll continue our conversations for
Yep.
sure. I would love to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you jump into the show notes and grab all of the September 12th. Book that, right? September 12th, isn't it? Yes.
Yep.
September 12th. Book that in your calendar and grab the link. It will be in the show notes. Sign up. It's a free masterclass. You don't want to miss it. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, do so, because we have incredible guests just like Elaine showing up, giving us tips that we've never thought of before. And I'm going to continue to drink ice water, but I'm going to start thinking about not doing as much ice. And I'm curious to know more about sipping and drinking. So we'll be chatting.
Anytime.
Thank you, Elaine. Take care,
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.